Oh, I'm hatless.
Hello.
I started out with premature hat envy, and now I've got to.
You got a head envy.
I've got a hat up. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna
Go
blue
put a hat on
today. There we go. We're twins today. Oh. So what the FPV is going on? That was my.
Yeah, what in the FPV is going on? What's going on in the FPV? Well, I mean, we've got this happening. We got this going on. Something new from DJI. Coming on Thursday, 9 a.m.
Mavic 4?
Well, no, this
too
is
soon. Is it too soon for that?
Something out of agriculture. So this is agriculture with headlights this time.
Is it too soon to talk Mavic 4?
Who wants to talk Mavic 4? Let's talk Mavic 5.
It's getting sickening, isn't it? Here.
Let's see. Actually, we need to talk Mini 5 now.
Mini 5?
No. Is that Air 4?
It'd be the Air 4 or 3 SE or 3 Pro.
No, we need the Mini 4 SE or the Air 5. I mean, Air 4. Yeah, whatever.
What the frick? Now, what should we do? No,
All right.
You know what I'm still dealing with? I'm still talking
the
people
Mini 2
off.
SE.
No, I'm talking people off the cliff. Somebody asked me, what's better, the Ruco something or the Holy Stone something? And I'm like, holy crap. How many freaking times do I have to write this? I'm putting it on my speed dial. Which one's better? They cost the same. Oh, gosh. I'm like, but yeah. And I'm not even going to talk about the answer to that because I don't care where you're from. You want an Air 4 with a thermal camera? It would be kind of cool that we'd get a thermal camera from somebody. It sure would be an interesting run of videos and stuff where people
We do get that.
But we haven't gotten any
robotics.
But we don't have a consumer version of anything with just a somewhat, because there's plenty of thermal cameras out there. I mean, that they could do, but it always is a commercial. It was always a commercial platform, you know.
Asgard Studios is here and joining us. Akirasho is here.
How about finding lost dogs and looking for your kids and that are out playing a little bit late and you're looking for them in the woods or something? Don't tell me that there's not a rural looking for your cows, spotting wildlife. I mean, think about all the cool things that could happen.
And John is here, John Coopy. Howdy, fella.
Yeah, he made some comments on goggles today. I had a little bit. He was talking about, because I had talked about the defog button within the Goggles 3, and I did feel I was able to fly in a really hot. It was hot for sure. That's a shameless plug of that video, but it really actually was a good test of that. I mean, my face was sweating and I was hot before I put the goggles on. So I'm like, you know what? Here's the button. I'm going to click it because I'm kind of a cheap ass when it comes to power consumption. So I'm like, do I really need that, turned on, on I'm going to fly freaking one time today. So I turned it on. I'm like, all right. And it worked great. It was very comfortable. It is nice to have a face that is not hot and sweaty and air circulating when you're flying. It was really nice. So that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah,
It's a victory. The DJI victory right there.
but DJI is dealing with this never-ending threat to their product in the U.S. of the same law being proposed to ban everything DJI was creating, or I shouldn't say creating. Anzu Robotics
Yeah.
is actually headed up by the guy that had headed up Autel for about 2 or 3 months here a while back. He came into Autel, but didn't last very long. It was only literally like, if not weeks, before he left again. And now he's founded Anzu Robotics, and basically they're repainting DJI product, relabeling it under Anzu, which Anzu is a US company,
Yep.
and basically doing that to skate around these ever present efforts to ban DJI in the US.
Yeah.
And
I'm
it's
interested in where that
basically, it's
goes.
the same lawmaker that's reintroducing the same bill year after year. Somehow this got to be his pet peeve project.
Yeah, just must have had to do care refresh one time and had bad customer service, and now he's gonna badmouth the freaking company for the next 15 years. Something like that.
Well,
I I'm I don't I'm interested to see where that goes, if they just deal with the commercial market or if Anzu is gonna, market their own version of a mini, or the other possible quad, variants, or where DJI is just gonna, separate their line. They'll have an American line and a European or foreign line, outside of the FAA or FCC. It'll be. I'm kind of curious of where that goes, because I would hate, especially at this point, where we've got a company that's really good, and it's listening to users, and we're getting better and better quality stuff, and it's expensive, but damn, it's good stuff. I've I I I said it this last video. I think I said something that was very profound. Okay, not profane, but profound this time.
you said something profound.
And yes, and what I said was, it's getting so damn easy to fly FPV that anybody with a freaking controller right now can get behind the sticks of that DJI FPV quad and fly it with a lot of success. Now, there'll still be the occasional freaking nut job that can't stay away from a tree, or like everybody it does, or an object, a fixed object, or puts it in the lake or something. But they're going to learn to be a pretty good pilot. I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm getting spoiled. I think once you fly enough, it seems easy, maybe that's what's happening. But when they added a quarter of an inch to the stick length, which makes it even nicer to fly. I mean, yeah, I'm just saying we're getting all these great products, and now we got a rebranding possibly going to happen. And where is that going to? Is that just for the American commercial lineup? So because it doesn't seem like the average Joe.
So far they've got a remake of the Air 3 and one of the Enterprise drones.
Right, which is a Mavic of some kind.
And
yeah, they got a commercial variant. The Air 3 is affordable, so I would say that would be your mid-range, do-it-all kind of drone. You go to the Mavic line, the upper-end Mavic line, you might as well, get an Enterprise drone. I would say for most people, the Air 3, side of it is pretty much everything you really want or need. So oh man, I keep auto focusing. Damn it. I changed computers again.
Which one are you using now?
That's the PC, but I got to get the camera. I need to get the camera settings menu. I'm used to the other one now. I'm used to setting up the camera with OBS. It's just, you can open up the camera menu. So anyway, I'm here. I'm going to find I just need to turn the autofocus off. I will figure it out.
You will figure it out. Well, while you figure that out, yeah, no, I mean the Anzu line, we'll see how that's going to develop, but I don't know that it's the worst that could happen to us in the U.S. market. But I mean, they're doing all their shipping through Amazon right now, which I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that.
You don't like
that does you okay for the first 30 days or so, and then obviously they're claiming to be a US based company, so do they have people here, or do they have a facility here in the States that you can send your bird to when you have problems?
I get you. It's having customer service and
I mean repair service.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
well, DJI isn't
DJI everybody crashes at some point, and then this thing needs to be repaired. And I mean, it's not like the parts are readily available and easy to install.
But isn't DJI covering repair? I thought they said they were. Yeah, I thought they said they were recovering. Anzu Care Refresh. Mm-hmm.
If you have an Anzu product, you send it into DJI. I mean, how are you going to get an Anzu product back?
Yeah.
Unless DJI is taking care of all that shipping, and then how far is Anzu an American company? So
right. They become a repair facility. As long as it goes through Anzu, I mean, they're the company. So they're the company in question. So everything, it's kind of like what's going on with your Caddx issue.
Don't.
Well, that's kind of, isn't that would be what it would be like? You got a manufacturer in China, you got a reseller in the United States, and all of that stuff gets bounced around between all those people. And then you never get anything, you never talk to anybody directly that can help you.
So let me bring everybody up to speed on this.
I knew I would open that box. Saga. Here we go.
So I ordered the V3 VTX from Pyrodrone. It's the Walksnail Avatar V3 VTX. And let me put it up here. So let's go to
The saga of the walk snail.
yeah, and let's see.
Yeah, I, and if you haven't, hit the thumb for us. But yeah, it's. I told you we need some of this stuff to work. You know, especially on the FPV side, we need an alternative, and some of it's working and some of it's not. Some of our alternatives. I mean, this was our best bet right here, cost wise, and now we can't get product.
So I bought this particular unit, Avatar Mini VTX V3, and I tried to install it. I could not get on any OSD out of that thing. I've tried 3 different UARTs. I tried 2 different flight controllers. Nothing. Never got OSD to work. Contacted Pyrodrone. Pyrodrone then replied to my email and had Walksnail involved with that. And the guy from Walksnail made me jump through some hoops. I sent him pictures and all the way it was hooked up. I did have video. I just did not have OSD. And I tried reversing, TX and RX wires, all that shit. Long story short, finally the guy from CADX says, okay, send it in. We'll get your replacement unit. And then he gives me an address in China. And I'm like, dude, this is a unit I bought in the US because I didn't want to deal with having to send stuff to China. He's like, okay, fair enough. Send it to, and he gives me the address for race day quads for return. Okay, so send it off to race day quads. Meanwhile, Walksnail sends me a new unit out of China. The moment I sent him an email and told him, here's the tracking number, here's the receipt for it. Actually, Pyrodrone reimbursed me for the shipping cost to race day quads. And then, as soon as that got posted, Walksnail's like, okay, we're sending a replacement unit, but it's coming out of China. I'm like, oh, freak. Well, it took about 2 weeks to get here, so it was actually fairly quick. But when it gets here, this is all I have. Let me make myself bigger here.
Yep, there we go.
This is all I get. And if you notice, there's no heatsink on this thing. Now I'm like, why are you sending me a 1S unit? And they're like, no, it's a V3 unit. And if you look at it right down there in the corner, you see where it says V3 on it. It's a TX1S V3. So I'm like, but this ain't doing me any good because I need the heat sink in order to mount the blessed thing. Because the quad it's going in has 20 by 20 mounting. And they're like, okay, so we'll send you the heat sink. Again, I'm waiting 2 weeks because actually I'm waiting longer than that because Walksnail and China sat on it for a week before it ever left their plant. Now it was supposed to have been delivered here on Thursday, I believe. And I'm following the US tracking, and then it's like, oh, insufficient address, returning. So That package never got to me. At that point, I got a little PO. And I sent an email, and I have this email thread that's going between myself, Power Drone, and the fella at Walksnail or CADX in China. And I'm like, okay, Power Drone, I bought this unit from you. I've had enough. I'm done waiting. CADX apparently is not able to get out of their own way right now. I don't know what's going on with that company, but I've had it.
That's, it's too bad. It really is.
At this point, I'm sorry, I can't even recommend Walksnail to anyone because
I mean,
all these problems with CADX as of recent,
I mean, you put a lot of time and effort into it. You converted all of your
a lot of time, effort, and money into it.
You've been successful with builds. You like technically all of what they do. We're just you're looking forward to them, ironing out, some of their issues. And you've been patient, and now they're telling you you're not patient, and they're not fixing anything. I'm looking on the CADX site right now. I'm looking at the Walksnail Avatar HD goggles, and you can't buy them.
They were allegedly supposed to be available 3 days ago again.
I'm looking on their website right now, and it says
on their Facebook page they said
pre-order.
On their Facebook page they said they were expecting a new shipment on the 20th. So I don't know if it's coming already gone again or what, but even though it says pre-order on their website, that is the fastest way to get them if you really want them. You just have to, wait your turn to get one because they've got so many on back order right now.
Ben made a good comment. He said, "Are you complaining loudly on their Facebook page?"
And what good is that going to do me?
Put some pressure on them. I mean, put our channel on there. We reach people.
I've got, I'm communicating directly with a guy at the Sivas Joe at Walksnail, and he's either, I think he's just over freaking worked because he does not, he's got these standard replies to everything that probably applies to 90% of the people he's dealing with.
I mean, I would say something personally if I had skin in the game. I'm not going to complain about something that I don't know and I'm not experiencing. I don't mind. That's what our channels are about. They're about getting people value and getting our voice heard, and it's about getting good companies promoted and doing great things and making the FPV market better. And if they're not doing that, I mean, people like us need to complain and get them to freaking fix it. Either fix it or just don't go into business. If you can't do business, which is hard, and there's a lot of people that are very patient, and they like the design. We've got some great stuff on the drawing board.
Well, this is just it. I did finally tell Power Drone, I'm done with this because I cannot wait for another month for them to get the act together.
Well, the other thing you can do is complain to Power Drone,
and well, Power Drone hurt me, and Power Drone refunded me the money. So
yeah. And they don't want
kudos to Power Drone to stepping up to the plate.
I mean, Power Drone's got a lot to lose because they have a ton of other things that they do, and they don't need people complaining about them. But it'd be nice if these companies that are, trying to help CADX become better. I mean, CADX is
one. Well, here's what CADX needs to do. Okay, if somebody buys. No, here in the U.S., buys from a U.S. vendor, and there's a problem with that, then CADX just needs to have us return the unit to the vendor and ship another one out from that vendor. And then they can make it right with the vendor. Okay. Whoever that might be. Okay. And if one vendor is out of them, then they need to get another vendor to send out here in the US, because this shipping from China takes too freaking long.
Yeah, you can't just it says Pyrodrone, John's making some good comments. You can just post his comment. But and that's what it gets down to is this, where the money's coming out of our pockets. That's Hobby Howie's saying get the Moonlight 4K 60.
Yeah. Well, the Moonlight 4K 60 is on my radar. I haven't bought it yet because I'm hearing some split experiences on it. And I'm kind of, waiting out and playing the waiting game and see where these come down. And this is not just CADX. DJI does the same crap. Throw a product on the market and then, listen to feedback and upgrade the firmwares as you go to make it.
And they can get away with
decent or whatever you want to call it.
They can get away with that. I think DJI does a lot more testing too, though. I mean, there's stuff that they know when they put a product out. I mean, those goggles have been a long time in development, and they've had 2 versions of that goggle, and all they had to do was take a little bit of their Integra stuff that people liked, little bit of the pros, the Goggles 2 Pro stuff that people like, and they just stuck it together and made a freaking set of goggles. And then they put a freaking new head strap design on it that literally kicks ass. I think they hit it out of the park with the freaking head strap. It's so nice to wear goggles like that when it's not pulling on your face, smashing it, and you're trying to get light leak to stop. Instead, you just click it down and it touches nicely against your face. Obviously, when I was done flying, you'll notice that I had a mark on my forehead. You can cover that up with a hat, though, when you're done. So you can do this. But when you're done with the other goggles, you got that big freaking... Yeah. Anyway, I just thought it was a nice change, I know. People get sick.
Long story short, what you sell was Walksnail products right now. Yes, I want to get a 4K Moonlight kit. And it is quite a bit cheaper than an 03 on it.
Oh,
but I want to see where they're at on firmware with that thing. I have not had a chance to try out the Goggles 3 yet. Hopefully I'll be able to do that this weekend. There was some plan to meet up last Saturday, but the weather was 94% chance of rain, so I didn't even bother going anywhere.
I think you hit it in a good point where I'm not going to buy the Moonlight, system if I can't get the other one, sent to me in one piece. I don't want a more expensive VTX sent to me that I have to deal with the same stuff, assuming that there's a different factory.
Having received the defective unit really is no big deal to me. Okay.
Yeah, it does. It happens.
Shit happens. If there's one that don't have OSD for whatever reason, shit happens. Take care of it. Get the thing changed out. Let the customer have a working unit. He's going to be happy. Everybody's going to be happy. Nobody's going to get pissed off over, a simple exchange. But if you got to wait for shit coming from China and only to have it turn at your doorstep, literally turn at your doorstep, because I could see the tracking on the US side of that thing. where it actually made as far as my post office that delivers my mail here, and then it says, "Oh, insufficient address, we're returning it."
Because you didn't have your
Especially after you done sent one package and it made it. I mean, it's not like they had the wrong address, because this did show up here.
you just can't finish what you're doing. Yeah. I guess that's the other side of it. Is it wasn't really the product issue. It was the getting the product, and then the process of fixing a problem and not having it belabored for a month, where you get people angry. And I think a lot.
I'm being told by Pyrodrone that I'm not as patient as some people are. Well, after the ticket was created on March 12th. This was last week, so it was like April 19th, whatever, when I talked to him again. So we're already over a month at this point, and if I'm still waiting for another part to be shipped from China, it will be at 2 months. And there's just no call for that. There's just no call for that.
Yeah, the same.
Have an adequate stock here in the States,
Right.
at whatever vendor you want to use. And if you just pick a vendor, one of your vendors here in the States, and make him the designated return center for anything in the US, then they can also send out replacements out of that same place. So no, if they use Race Day Quads, for example, I have no problem sending Race Day Quads, and Race Day can send me another one. I'll be just as happy. It doesn't matter where that thing came from.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I can equate that when I got the Beta 25, and like day one, I've got a broken camera mount. Now I'm building my own camera mount. I did send for the new one. I did get those parts, by the way, but this is like you're saying a month later.
Yeah.
That's sitting in a bag somewhere, and I'll probably forget about it until I decide to mess around with it again. It's freaking, to me, it was I lose focus, man, in a month. In a month, freaking, I'm on I'm somewhere else. You take a month with my brain, but then that's what's left in my head is the experience. So I'm like, I guess I'm not too excited about this product. I always try to find products that are at Pyrodrone or Beta, or Race Day Quads. They have it in stock, and I don't want to deal with that. I hope that, and I also look to see if they have like frames and things like that. So just in case you break them, you can always just get a frame, or motors, you can always deal with stuff like that, because there's always somewhere to replace a motor, or you can replace 4 motors, or a flight controller.
Yeah.
Those come broke all the time.
I'm done with freaking Beta FPV products.
Yeah, I'm not
done with Beta FPV products.
I'm not a huge fan right now. So
I bought 2 flight controllers. Both of them had problems with the ESCs. One of them, I actually could do a warranty claim on it, so I got a replacement on that one. Which the replacement, it was bad too, so they had to send me another one yet. It's yeah. 4 flight controllers later, I finally have a tiny whoop put together.
Yeah, James is talking about Amazon. I have no problem with Amazon, because I initiate a return or a replacement instantly, and if I don't get one, I'm getting 2 of them in the mail. I don't care.
He's talking about originating,
locating stuff. I don't even care
where products originate, and that is actually easy to tell. Before you even order, they'll give you a delivery date, and if that's not within the next week, your product's coming from somewhere other on this world than the U.S.
Right, and I totally understand that, and I will. Amazon is great. I have no problems getting returns, and like I said, I've had a lot of experiences with them, and at worst, I get 2 of something when it's all over. When I get done with them, I'll end up with 2 of the products, and
I just
and
wonder,
a refund. I'll get refunded, and I'll have 2 of them.
I just wonder how often Amazon gets screwed by people that have a product that's defective
Oh,
or that
there's
they
so
fucked
many.
up.
There's
And
so many
then,
Amazon scams.
yeah,
I remember ordering something, and I received a box with like crayons in it. That kind of crap.
yeah,
But once again, I'm like, I take a picture of it. This is what happened. Bang. Return. And like I said, I order so much crap on Amazon. They never question my loyalty. There's like 6 people using my Amazon account. That's how much crap is going in and out of there, and they don't really give a crap about $6. So it works out good. But I like, for like FPV stuff, I don't use Amazon. I go right with the FPV user, the the warehouses that have people that understand, and I try to play that game when it comes to that stuff.
yeah. That's,
I ordered a gaming laptop, and you got a small Chromebook. Oh my god.
well, you can't play
Uh,
Farmville on a small Chromebook.
that's horrible.
That makes it a gaming.
UPS lost it. Oh my god, that's horrible. That's a bad story. That's terrible. I by the way, I've as far as computers, I've learned from Kai. You just order it from the manufacturer or from the company. I think that's the only way to go. I'm afraid, just for that exact reason. I think you make a swapped out. It was they're scammed.
Well, here's the thing that everybody that's shipping by UPS needs to realize. All these little UPS stores that are all over the place have a UPS label on them, but they're not actually owned by UPS. They're franchise. So when you go, what happened to you now? Well, who knows? So when you send something through the UPS store, it actually goes through their vendor account. So if there's a problem with your shipment, UPS will not contact you, but will contact the UPS store. And if the UPS store doesn't know how to get a hold of you, your shipment just vanished. I had it. I had a problem. Well, I had a guy that was buying a semi-close rebreather from me. Yep. Let's see.
What
Are
happened?
you back yet?
Yeah, what happened? That was
I
weird.
don't know what happened. You crashed OBS. You good at that?
I don't have OBS going. I'm just running it off of freaking Google. I'm not doing anything crazy.
Well, pay your internet bill.
What's up,
But
man?
what I'm getting at is no, I had a guy buy a rebreather off of me, and he was in Canada. I sent him the rebreather, not a problem. And then there was a computer at one with that I had to send in to get the batteries replaced on. So I had that done, and then I sent the computer up in the second shipment. And because UPS store is not actually part of UPS, there was a problem with the shipment. UPS contacted the store and not me. And the store eventually got a hold of me and said, "Oh, UPS is treating your package as abandoned in Canada." I'm like, "What the?" So I called the guy in Canada. He got a hold of UPS. He calls me back, got it all straightened out. UPS going to redeliver it tomorrow. No problem. 2 days later, I get a call back from the UPS store, and they're saying, "Oh, they returned the package to us." I'm like, "How any?" And then they wanted me to pay for return shipping. I'm like, if you just would have left it alone, the guy in Canada had it worked out was the UPS people, but it's the worst to deal with UPS if there's a UPS store involved, because to UPS, you're not the customer, the UPS store is. So you have to go to the UPS store, and the UPS store has to go to UPS to get shit straightened out. So if you need to ship something UPS, I highly recommend you go to UPS shipping facility. I mean, the actual UPS facility, and not use one of their stores.
It's hard. So in some, because they put those freaking things in the worst part of town.
Yep.
You know what? I'm old school. The U.S. mail.
Don't get me started on them Canadians, Jim.
The U.S. mail has been doing pretty good for me. I've been very lucky. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed about a lot of stuff here. Now that we've had all these conversations, shipping can be a nightmare. There's no question about it.
Shipping can absolutely be a nightmare.
It is.
But
and you
let's get on a more positive subject, shall we?
Yeah, you didn't share my screen though. Just really quick, you got to share my screen.
I need to share your screen.
Yeah, so that.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough of that. All right, that's gone.
We needed that though.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, I don't.
Eat more problems. Miss Cinelock vanished in the USPS system. So,
are we going to? You know what? Last week we were going to talk about the X4 a little bit. 360.
Yeah,
the 360.
We can talk about the X4. I really haven't kept up with that too much.
Cameras can only give me just a helpful tool. I kind of went away from cameras as being like a review item. I do love the 360 technology, but to me it's still the X4 did something really important, and that's given us full 4K. So now we've got 4K front and back pretty much, which is the huge step that this thing does. They call it 8K, but it's really 4K. Okay. I don't know why they get away with 8K, because that's both.
Well, it's Chinese. It's Chinese marketing language. Okay?
4K plus 4K equals 8K. Okay.
Yeah.
I understand that. But anyway, you get a true 4K image, and that looks like that the bit depth is pretty good. I'm really impressed with it. It's a big camera. It's not small. It's not very. I guess you could equate it to to what the Pocket 3 is, but the Pocket 3 takes care of everything I need. And
well, I mean, it's in the numbers kind of, okay, because if you look here, 8K video resolution, they got 7680 by 3840. There we go. And that is twice off 3840 by 1920.
Right.
But I'm not buying that number right here. I'm not buying the 3840. Yeah, I'm not buying that number. If this is two 4K pictures stitched together, then it would be twice the 3840. So it'd be 7680 by 1920.
It's not quite exactly. So it's because they have to. I think the stitch line has an effect on that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the picture wouldn't get any taller
right.
because,
They'd have
or
to
the
squish it together.
resolution, the horizontal resolution wouldn't double
Yeah.
if you stitch them together side by side. So somehow that math don't work. Somehow this doesn't add up.
I know I would use it.
I would
It's
love to have one of these things. And
it's
just the price point is
I
kind of
know I know exactly how I would use it too, because I've used 360 cameras before. Okay, this is why I would use it. Okay. And if I could in the best of all worlds, if say you're gonna do a flight video. Okay, so I've got my dad random set up and I've got my truck. I'm sitting out there, and there's two things that I like to do, and like everybody likes to do when they show the beginning of a video or the end of a video, is that it's nice to get the drone and the user in the same shot. This thing can do that. So you can set up your drone in the background, you can put you in the foreground, you can fly through the camera and get both shots, and you would get the and you get the same good audio. I believe this also will record. I think you can connect your DJI mic to it too. So you've got all this really good stuff going on. Let's see, it's a sphere, so you have to use tensor calculus to determine. Oh my lord, we got so many smart people around, and I'm just not one of them. It really makes me mad sometimes when you guys start chatting.
apparently Jim has an X4 that he's using when he's out flying.
Is he?
So Jim, I want to know.
I think it's
when
great
you
camera.
when you pull the 8K video out of it, what is the resolution on that? Can you look at a file and tell me what the resolution is, the highest resolution is? Because somehow I'm not buying this 8K business.
I just think it's freaking awesome. That's the way I look at it. Oh, and the price isn't terrible. It's actually cheaper than the. I guess I bought the creator kit for the Pocket 3.
Well, the creator bundle $651.
Oh wow, so it is okay. It is pricey. It is 1/2 inch too. I'm a full 1 inch though. They are 1/2 inch. I got a full 1 inch sensor. I'm getting better depth, better focal depth. F1.9.
That's not what she said, though.
I think I'm getting F1.7.
She did not say you were a full 1 inch, though.
Hold on here. I gotta look. I don't even look at this crap. I just take it out and turn it on. I'm one of those people.
You one of those people?
Yep. I love it. I love the fact that I can take it out and turn it on. I just want to look at the.
But the only thing you turn on anymore. And that's what she said.
There we go. Where's my Pocket 3 specs? Yeah, I'm the resolution. Let's see. I got a 700 nit freaking screen on my. I got more nits pixels on my Pocket 3 than I have on my freaking phone.
You might want to wipe those off.
Let's see. 1 inch CMOS, and I'm looking at looking at my bit depth here. Where's my battery? Time lapse, slow motion. F2.0 or 20 millimeter equivalent. And then you, of course, with the lens, you can't change the lens on, I guess with the field of view on the cool thing about the field of view with the Instas, you can adapt it by cropping it and do a lot of cool things with the app. I do love all the cool app features. I mean,
What
so.
anyone? So that's the file size.
Oh my Lord!
We're looking for resolution. The 70. What's that? 7680 by 3840.
8K. That's what 8K
Yeah,
is.
8K. The first figure is the 7680, which makes it 8K. But it's the second figure 3840 is the second figure 1920. Because if the second figure is 1920, then it's literally two 4K pictures stuck together.
Right.
So
I think somebody's challenged him with
howdy, Uncle Bill is in the house.
72 megapixel photos. So they took the two together. 18 megapixels at 5888 by 2944.
Yeah.
Big ass. The file's got to be just huge on that thing. Somebody's going to blow one up, I think.
Maximum video bit rate 200 megabits per second. Yowza.
Yeah, there's some serious crap going on there. But even with the half inch,
You better have an excellent SD card to stick in that camera.
So
Well, he exports at 3840.
Huh. But you're not going to be able to get the same cinematic.
So it must be an 8K sensor, but then I don't know why on single camera you only get 4K.
If you think of it logically,
No, I see one of Orly's lurking, Yellow Rose in the house.
Hey, lurking. You're gonna lurk for just a quite. I've got to get out of here pretty soon here.
He stole in Florida last I saw.
I've got to go. My mother-in-law's birthday's today, so we got dinner reservations, and I can't mess this kind of stuff up. She was already angry enough at my father-in-law, so by screwing up the dinner reservations by 15 minutes. So I'm not gonna.
Where are you going? Like an Extron place or something?
We're going up the canyon and to a place called the Ledges. We're kind of a fancy place.
You know what you ought to do after dinner? Invite everybody out to the freaking golf course. They can help you search for Mr. Croc.
Hey, Brent said he looked on the video. I've got the raw video, believe it or not. That video is good enough to do search with.
Yeah.
And the only reason why it doesn't look good on freaking YouTube is because their algorithm makes your footage look like absolute garbage. So
no,
I didn't see any targets on that flight, and I did some circling. But I still need to get I need to get the 1/1.3 down view with the Mini, and I can't do it this weekend because I gotta drive up north again. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. I think the only way I would go with the Insta360 would be if I would have to get rid of the pocket or something. Like that's just too much. It'd have to become my everyday camera. And I don't want to deal with all of the, I know the apps you have to use. It's great if you're going to put stuff on your phone all the time, and you can download their app on the computer, but the phone app is way better than the computer app. You don't get the same power, at least you didn't. So if somebody could correct me on that, Brent, if you could tell me that you can do the same things on your phone and on the computer, that would really help me I just think that would be a bad decision to go with the 360 camera as our primary camera. I do have my old Pocket 2, which actually still kicks ass. There's no reason why I could just use the Pocket 2 right now. Freaking, I still got the mic set up and everything. 680 by 3840.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So then it is 8K, and then you must have 8K sensors on both sides. But then I don't understand why you not have full 8K on the single lens. So,
Resolution.
because if you go in the single lens mode,
I got to go feed my dog too. My dog's pacing.
single lens is only 4K. Me mode is only 4K. So both of those are, you just use one of the sensors. So I'm not quite buying how they're putting this together, or if they're cheating.
I think for anybody just wanting to have a good little point and shoot to take on vacation and stuff, it's a cool camera. So much fun. I think, and that's the whole thing. It's a toy. It's a fun toy, and that you can actually get footage that's memorable. To me, if I can take an image, say take one frame from it and take it out and use it as a photograph, to me that's why I like the camera I've got, because I could take my pocket footage, take shots, take still shots, have 48 megapixel shots, and I would be able to use that as a still frame shot where and it would be a 1 inch.
Yeah. Well, actually, my next camera purchase is the Action 2 128 gig.
The
'Cause that
Action 2. Oh, the Action 2. Oh, really? You wouldn't go with an
Action
Action 4?
2.1, whatever you want to call it.
The Action 4 is so freaking, yeah, the 64 or the
No,
128
what I need is lightweight to fly with.
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely the camera for it.
And I can't figure out if I'm just going to buy the power unit, the power module, or the dual screen. I'm still debating with myself on that. There's about a $50 price difference.
The dual screen's nice for sizing up shots when you're using it, because it's a good camera for other stuff. When you don't, if you're going to use it for something else, if you're just going to use it for FPV, then the camera that it comes with is perfect.
Yeah. And then, so I don't know. I had just the power module on the Action 2, the 32. I actually sold my 32 gig camera. So, and if anybody's looking for a Cadex Peanut, I've got one of those for sale too. What's extra and defilters and everything?
I can't let go of my Pocket 2 right now, and because I like it too much. I've just say a couple things that I just can't part with.
Well, now looky who's here. Joe Fortalillo.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Kai, I'm going to have to excuse myself.
You got to excuse yourself?
Yep. I've got to get ready. I got to get ready for
need
this.
A fart or something?
I got to get out of my shorts and get dinner clothes on.
Oh, it went in your shorts? Yeah, you better go get yourself cleaned up then. Especially since you're supposed to be going for dinner.
I wish I had more time
running down your leg, and yeah, that's not.
I'd like to have more time to talk about the 360. I really think that camera is cool, and it's the camera that a couple of years ago I wanted, and the RS was close, but the video is just not quite everyday video, and then
pretty much.
I changed the module.
And the X3, they finally managed to get that seam line
really good,
almost gone.
It's really good.
That was really good on the X3 already. So
yeah,
on the X4, I would imagine it's really good now. But and I wouldn't mind having one, but like you said, it'd be a toy, and I don't foresee putting it on a drone because it's too big and too heavy for that. So,
but all right, man.
All right, y'all. If you haven't done so already, if you don't mind, hit the old thumbs up there at the bottom of the.
Yeah, I don't mean to cut this one short because there's a lot of stuff I still want to talk about today.
Well, we'll have stuff to talk about next week too.
Hopefully maybe I think Brent, you said you have. He says he has the X4, so he does. I'd like to pick his brain.
Jim has the X4. Jim's
Oh, Jim does. Oh yeah, Jim's got everything. I probably wouldn't even question that. But yeah, I'm watching videos on it just to learn about it, just to see. And then to me, it's looking at footage. I just want to see what people are getting from it. So,
oh, there's sunrise. Now it's definitely time to go home. Kelly has you working too much.
All righty, guys.
All right. Well, once again, hit that thumbs up on the way out, please. We appreciate it. And we'll see you next Tuesday. Same time, same place.
Yeah.
With more on the X4 saga.
And possibly maybe some Caddx news.
No.
Maybe we'll learn something from. I want to do some experiments with the optical.
Does Kelly know you were cheating on him today?
I wasn't working for Kelly today.
Yeah. And everybody take a look at Jim Stroning, Avada 2 footage and X4 footage. So, oh, and now we got rumblies going on here. Oh, this is going to be a night.
Maybe you could, Jim, if you got the X4, maybe you can share us some raw footage. Some raw one-sided footage. I'd like to see an actual copy of some raw X4 footage. So just take it from one of the lenses and just post it on if you have a drive you can share. Just something with a lot of color, maybe a lot of contrast. So my silence can be purchased.
Yeah, well, that's in response to this one. Don't tell Kelly that he cheated on him. And Joe got to fly with Mike Wright, a.k.a. Tex Art Strong Guy, today. So that's cool. Always good to see.
Yeah.
Well, of course, that would mean that Sunrise actually had money to pay us off with. Yeah. All right, guys. We got to get out of here. Dad's got to head for dinner. I'm going to go for dinner. We'll see y'all next week, same time, same place. Any more words of wisdom there, Mr. What the FPV is going on?
Joe, what is it? Upgraded Avada 1 versus Avada 2? Oh, upgraded, meaning the axis flying. I've actually thought about doing that, since what am I going to do with my Avada 1 if I'm just going to leave it sit there? So that's another discussion. So
I'll expect a box full of parts here in the next month.
Oh yeah, that could be one I might have to send the guy.
Where you tore everything apart and now you send it to me to put Humpty Dumpty back together?
No, what might happen is, because you can figure this out faster than anybody, because there is no beta flight with this project. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got to have somebody that, anyway. All right. Well, take it easy, guys. Have a good one. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Kai. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you. And we'll see y'all next week. Until then, bye.